You know, the last 25 years, I think it's like 25 years, we've been traveling into this area. And every time I've been here, we've been looking at maybe a place to buy. And you know, you look at all the advertisement and you go and look at several houses, but it never came about. And it's like maybe fear of the process. Renting was fairly simple. You can move in and then you moved out again. No responsibility, no whatsoever. See, the last couple of years, you know, we've been traveling more and renting more. And as we've been down there, we've been looking at houses, and suddenly this opportunity for us to buy the house that we live in right now came about. So we jumped on that process almost immediately. What was important is to find someone that you really could trust, you know, to guide you through this entire process. Buying property can be quite an investment, and you want to make sure that that all the process is in order. And we found that through Costa Blanca, and it was a fairly simple decision for us to proceed with Costa Blanca. The process was very transparent, and the people that you dealt with, you could really, you felt trust in the people, so that was important for us. Well, you always hear about these stories, and that's why it can be quite scary to buy a house in another country, and particularly scary when you don't speak the language. So that was important, that you had a very good clarity into the communication between Costa Blanca Boli and myself, that there was no misunderstanding into the you know, the language or anything like this. This was very clear. My name is Brage Sandstad. I come from Stavanger in Norway. 3 years ago I decided to retire from my job. Not really retire, but I decided to do something different. At the time I retired, I was giving some very good advice, several advice actually, but one advice was the first day when you retire, you will go traveling. And my wife and myself, that's what we did. So we traveled for the first year. Spain, we went to Italy, we went to Thailand, and then came the COVID virus, and there was no more travel. So then we were stuck in Norway for the next 2 years, and then when it opened up again, we start traveling. And Spain always been a favorite of us. We have traveled to Spain for the last at least 20 years into this area. And all this time we have been renting. Now we decide to look at something more permanently. We bought a property that was in the process of being built. And so we had the opportunity to kind of follow the process and the building of the house. And it also allowed us to kind of influence some of the design into the house. So there were certain things that was important for my wife and myself, and we can then you know, influence and get that worked into the building of the house. That process was really good because everything was transparent, everything was agreed, everything was signed, and you know, at the end of the day, when the house was finished, we paid exactly what we agreed to do. So that was a really good process for us. Sí, hablo perfecto. No, I don't speak Spanish, but I have been on Duolingo for the last 420 days. So I have decided I will learn the language, but I don't speak the Spanish at all. No, I can probably understand the basics, but that's it, very basic. So having someone that speaks the language, for example, into the process of buying the house was also important. So there was clarity into the communication, no misunderstanding. It was clear and it was straightforward. As we were building the house, you know, one thing is having the house with walls and but it's empty, so then the process of buying furniture, pots and pans, all of this, that can be quite a daunting thing. Super help from Costa Blanca Bulli to, you know, guide us in the right direction to look at furniture. They were with us into the process and drove us around into the shops where we can actually go and select the furniture that we wanted to do. And also when you own a house, you need tools, you need all sorts of other things into the house. And where do you go and buy these things? You know, there's lots of shops that you can go, but you want to have shops where you can find quality tools, quality equipment, and that was really, really helpful into this process where Costa Blanca Bulli, you know, the people here could help us and point us in the right direction. It felt like we were coming home. So of course we have a home in Stavanger, but when you finally got the key and we went into the house, the furniture was there, they sorted everything, we flew down, and it was a super great feeling. And it felt like we were coming home. The advantage for me living in Spain, the best is the climate. I like snow. That was a time in my life where I enjoyed skiing, I enjoyed snow, and it was cold. But that was in the past. Now, it's about a better climate. So I enjoy the climate here around Quesada, Torrevieja, in this area. We found that very nice. Summertime, it's nice in Norway. So we spend the summer in Norway, and then we spend most of the winter here into this area. I think it has an impact on my health and happiness. We experienced during the COVID period that we spent the long winters in Norway, and I felt the winter was really, really long. In the past we traveled and we broke the winter down, so we traveled somewhere where it was nice and sunny, and of course during the COVID we could not travel at all. So now that we have a place here, we can travel as much we want down to Spain, and of course that has to do with happiness in your life, and now it feels really good. So my favorite activity would be golf. I enjoyed golf, and of course in Norway you can't play golf during the winter time. It's snowing, so you can't do it. So here in Spain I play golf at least once, 2 times a week, and really feels good. Perfect climate for golfing. No, I would not consider buying individually. I would just find an agent that you can actually trust, and then follow that process. The process can be quite elaborate, and it's hard to understand when you don't live in the country. So having someone who understands the process fully, it's so much more comfortable when you're actually going to do the investment itself. We look forward to actually having friends over to the house. The house was not built only for me or for my wife and myself, but it was also built for the extended family in Norway. So, you know, parts of the family already been down there. They truly enjoy the house and the area around Quesada as well. And of course, when you have kids, our kids is grown up, but family members have kids down, they enjoy the pool, and that's probably what they like the best. The food in Spain, I cannot eat anything, but it's like tapas is fantastic, fantastic seafood into the area. So if I have a favorite food, my favorite always will be fish.